Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Spiritual Dowsy. I'm Dowsy LeMay. I hope all you beautiful souls out there are doing okay wherever you are in the world. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to watch this video, and I hope it resonates with you. And if it doesn't, like I always say, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. These are just my truths and my experiences, so use your own discernment. All right, we're doing the energy update for March 2021, or giving you the insight into perhaps the energies you may be dealing with next month of March. The overall numerology is going to be an 8. So this is the assumption of power, manifesting and bringing into fruition into the physical realm the things that you've been holding on to energetically. All right, remember here, karma is king. Karma is king, and you will reap what you have sown. So take all the things that you have taken through 1 through 7, those cycles, those lessons, the energies, the intentions, the awareness, the consciousness that you've carried through that whole process. And boom, in this month, you're going to be bringing that into fruition. You're going to take those plans and you're going to manifest with that, and you're going to have reward for that. Now, reward may be a good thing or may be a bad thing, right? It depends on how much you have been working on yourself. If you've been doing a lot of the inner work, if you've been offering yourself self-love, if you've been integrating those energies and raising the densities of the traumas to transmute and to heal, to love yourself, you're going to find this energetics this month is going to be a lot better for you compared to those who have been repressive, avoiding, and not willing to look at those things and held on to unconscious things that are going to help them manifest a pretty intense and tumultuous time period this month. All right, so just remember that as we go along and I talk about the rest of the energetics for this month. First theme, the light returns in the month of March, right? The return of the light. Spring equinox is on March 20th. That's an equaling out of day and night, and the days are going to get longer. That means more light, right? More light during our day. The physical light of having more light is going to impact us physically, emotionally, spiritually, energetically, mentally, emotionally, right? You're going to feel better. The springing of the energetics, right? More life, more things coming into fruition. And that also could be a metaphor for many different things, right? Activating and really embodying our light body, really detoxing and stepping into our higher selves, right? This could also mean information coming out into the light, disclosure, right? The truth, things coming out of the shadows, and for us to see it. You're also seeing maybe the Christ consciousness, a more embodying of that light and how that's shifting our paradigms and perspectives around our reality as well as the collective. In addition, this light, as it shines and takes over, is going to shine more and more on the dysfunction, or bring out the dysfunction that has been existing in our societal structures. You see it in the health structure, education, the government, and the financial markets. The financial markets, I think, are going to continue to be highlighted this month, and we're going to see a lot more dysfunction being shown within the financial markets. Now, I'm not giving my prognosis on what you should do with your money. I'm just saying that whatever transpires out collectively, it's somehow because of us individually holding on to limitations that are vibrating at a different pace or contributing to what is occurring collectively out in our world. So I'm imploring many of you guys this month, if you're having things around financial issues, it's a really, really good time for you to look inward to understand what your definitions and beliefs are around money and abundance, right? How have you given your power away to the almighty dollar or whatever currency it is that you have in your country? How much of power have you given away to something that is like the medium of the dollar to help you transact something, right? What does the dollar mean to you? What amount of money is going to offer you that peace and joy that you've been desiring? And the likelihood is, if you think about that $1 million or $10 million or $100 million or that plane or that trip, whatever, that is surface level is not what you're actually trying to achieve. You're trying to achieve the underlying emotion or state of being that is represented in that said materialistic thing, right? You're trying to achieve something. Maybe it's freedom. Maybe it's love. Maybe it's self-worth. Who knows? But your definition associated with that is what's keeping you from achieving it, right? What are the limited beliefs around lack, around surviving, around your self-worth, etc., associated with money that's keeping you from feeling those state of beings, right? It's important for us to look at ourselves, to look at that and say, do I have a limited belief around money? Is it around lack? Is it around surviving? Is it around self-worth, etc., that's keeping me from feeling abundant in my life? Now, abundance can show up in many different forms. It doesn't have to just show up in money. It can show up in all different aspects of our life. And so if you do a deep dive, you can perhaps open your perspective to different versions of abundance that help you feel more abundant. And in turn, that will shift your energy and that will help contribute to the overall energy of the financial market that could help us feel a little bit less lacking and more open source for the betterment of humanity. So just be mindful about that if you're feeling something around the financial aspects as the light is returning this month. In addition, you may be dealing with this idea that when you have more light, the more light you see, the brighter the light, the bigger the shadow. So be mindful is that as we go along, as more light inundates us, as more light waves through us, we are going to see bigger and bigger shadows. We're going to see more evil things or just some more crazy stuff that bring contrast, almost like demonic things are going to come out, and it's going to bring contrast in the collective that are needed to help catalyze those who have been asleep into an awakening. Now, for all of you guys out there who have been doing your work, if this comes out in your collective experience, just if you're feeling the emotional trigger, spend that time within yourself, heal that, integrate that energy, transmute it so that it doesn't need to be sent out into the collective. All right? Second big theme about this month is that more and more people are becoming clear about themselves and knowing who they want to be, right? They're becoming more authentic. You guys have stepped into your power. You're becoming more sovereign, and you've been doing a lot of work. And this is going to be especially powerful when it comes with the new moon in Pisces, right? New moon energy is a great time for setting your intention and helping you manifest through the next lunar cycle. Well, the new moon in Pisces is going to be about that, as well as setting your boundaries and setting your foot, because you know who you are, right? You've done the work. You've gone through all these crazy things. You've grown spiritually, and now you can say, I know what I want for myself. I know what makes me happy. I can be authentic, and that allows you to set up healthy boundaries to say, that's not something I really want to pull into my energetic field. I can look upon this with compassion and love, but I don't need to integrate this energy unconsciously in creating a whole whirlwind of trauma and triggering events, right? You can set up some healthy boundaries within yourself because you know yourself, you've offered yourself self-love, and you can be compassionate to what you are experiencing. This is a natural law of attraction shift. So when you've cleared out all these densities, when you've cleared out all these traumas and things that are patterns that don't work for you anymore, what you're going to see evidently clear in this month is that you're going to have a lot more law of attraction type of experiences that are going to help you confirm the energetic shifts that you've done. All right. It's going to become clear through this month, and what you've been working on is going to pay off, and you're going to see it. Mental clarity in your situation, clarity in your goals and your future, and you're going to feel brighter and you're going to feel more vibrant because you spent the time cutting through all the BS, cutting through all the stuff and the attachments that don't serve you, and that's going to help you feel like you've broken through, right? This month is going to feel like a nice deep breath where you're going to say, I've gone through such an initiation emotionally and spiritually. I can finally take a deep breath and feel like a free bird, like I've broken through and I've got clarity and I've got motivation, and you can finally start to ease and relax, right? Ease and relax through this energy, right? It's not going to feel like you're going through this constant trial by fire. Many of you have grown and you'll just be adjusting to that growth, and now you can feel like, what is it that I'm creating? How am I constructing this? What is it that I am building? And you're going to be able to do that in a more relaxed and easier place compared to the last few cycles and months that we've been in. Love is in the air. Blissfulness is in the air. This bunch of creative energy is coming forth with this light in spring. Especially love to ourselves, which allows us to be more compassionate to others. And this is going to be brought about, like I said, because you've done a lot of clearing. you're going to see manifesting in new connections, new relationships, or just starting something new. And if that is happening with you, go with that energy, guys. Go with that energy, utilize that, because that's the energy that wants to be used, and it's going with the flow, right? And so be mindful that as you're going through this energetics and you're utilizing a lot of this creative energy, just be careful not to become too aloof and ungrounded, all right? Just be careful not to become too ungrounded with that energy, and just to make sure that you're not avoiding and you're paying attention to things that are kind of popping up if they need to be integrated. Because if you don't do that, you're going to find yourself feeling very stuck and very emotional through that through this energy. All right, and that means that for the third theme is that on the other side of this, on the flip side of the coin, a whole part of the population is going to be going through the dark night of the soul, or continuing to go through the dark night of the soul as they work through their repressed energies. Right? Remember, we've all going through some things. Some of us are on the spiritual path and have gone through this before. There's going to be a whole bunch of people who are just going to be entering into this. And that process, as they waken up to themselves, as they waken up to the truth, as they waken up to the light, they're going to be going through the dark night of the soul. And then you're going to see a lot of people battling themselves, right? And it is important for many of us who have all been going down this path, that are a little bit further along, to offer a little bit of gentleness, to offer softness and compassion to those who are just starting out. And we were all once there. And so it's important for all of us, as we are authentic, as we are strong within our vibrational field, and we hold on to our sovereignty, and we offer ourselves self-love, that we be that light at the end of the tunnel for these folks who are going through their dark night of the soul, so that they can be guided along to self-empower themselves and to heal themselves, and to find where they are, to find light at the end of the tunnel, and hope and peace and love and all that stuff that we're feeling in this month as we go along. Because if you are feeling that, right, if you're feeling the opposite of all this ease and gentleness and manifesting relationships, etc., and you're on the other end of this, it's imperative that you evaluate what is keeping you from moving forward, what is stopping you from blooming into a beautiful flower, or what is stopping you from going from a chrysalis through this transformational process of the butterfly, right? Remember that karma rules here, right? Karma is taking everything that you've gone through in the last few cycles, and it's saying, here's what you're creating with, and here's what's being manifested. And if it's not in alignment with what you want, it's important for you to stop and say, what is keeping me suspended here? What is stopping me from growing? What are my attachments? What are my beliefs? What are my traumas and dense energies that I'm not willing to look at, that are being contrasted in my face because the light is showing it, and I need that darkness to come out of me to catalyze me to say enough is enough. All right? That's what you're going to see with a lot of people in the collective as we move forward through this month, compared to a lot of you guys who are going to have a lot more easier time, right? You're going to have that joy. You're going to have that ability to create and do things, and have that motivation as this light comes in, and you spring forward with what you want to create. Now, one of the chakras that many of you guys are going to be dealing with is going to be with the third eye. We're going to see more activations in the third eye, and we may see a lot more third eye openings and activations as more and more people awaken, right? Awakening to the truth, awakening to the light, awakening to their divinity. All of that is about love and stepping into our power, and the chances are that could activate your third eye. And so you could see a lot of people having changes in their perspectives, perhaps even going out and talking about spiritual concepts with people. You'll find that more and more people are going to be like, yeah, I've heard about that, and that's really interesting. And you could carry a dialogue with those people. That's kind of what I'm talking about. And that could cause a lot of us, as your third eye activates, you could have changing in perspectives, you could have headaches, and light sensitivity, right? People could become more sensitive to the light. And so just be mindful that this energetics around your third eye, around seeing the truth, etc., could be highly active. And for me, water is a great way to help soothe that, or just getting in a grounded space, being out in nature is a great way to help heal that. Other than that, I hope that energy update helps you. If you guys have any questions, please reach out to me. I love you. I wish you the best, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.